Hello there guys, welcome back to Younes Talks Football, welcome back to a brand new video. I hope all of you are doing well today. There was no video earlier on today, it was pretty much a day off, but with the Africa Cup of Nations, once again, another day has finished. I have to give you guys the recap at the end of the day when I am not busy, I'm at home and I'm going to give you the review every single day. So that doesn't stop, regardless. We're going to get into it. Don't forget, tomorrow I will be giving you my match preview for Brighton versus Chelsea. If you are going to be tuning in for that, make sure you don't miss it. And then obviously the day after we will have the watch along and whatnot as usual for the Chelsea matches. But let's get into this Africa Cup of Nations review. For me, it's not been a good weekend at all. It's been a shocking weekend for me. But we're going to analyze the four matches in order of how they were played earlier on today, starting off with Gambia versus Mali, Tunisia versus Mauritania, Ivory Coast, Sierra Leone, and then Algeria, Equatorial Guinea. Starting off with Gambia versus Mali. And this, well, I say surprisingly, I expected Mali, to be honest, to get a result. However, this one was cagey up until the very end of the game with the last 10-15 minutes to go. And then we end up with two penalties being given. Quite a few bookings in the game. Was a very cagey affair. Both teams afraid to not really let the game go. Gets into the second half. Ibrahim Kone scoring a penalty in the 79th minute for Mali. That, I thought, was going to be job done. I did not see a way back for Gambia. I really didn't. But that resilience, Gambia kept it going to just salvage something from that game. And in the dying seconds of the game, basically, the dying minutes, I would say, the last couple of minutes of the match in stoppage time, Moussa Barrow scores the penalty for Gambia after it was given. And it finishes 1-1 on the day. That group has gone very lopsided now in terms of who can possibly make it and who can't. Obviously, we're going to come to the next game very shortly. But as a result, Gambia finds themselves top of the group alongside Mali in second place as it stands right now. So they're both in a very good position, hence why the draw isn't a bad result for either of them. So Gambia 1, Mali 1. The next game, Tunisia 4, Mauritania 0. This was expected. This is a game where I look at Tunisia, I see Mauritania, with all due respect to the level that they have, and I expect Tunisia to win fairly comfortably. I'll be honest, with the way that we've seen Tunisia play in the last match, I did not expect them to put 4, maybe 2, 3 max. I really didn't expect 4 though, but they did. They proved that from the very beginning of the game, they showed who were the superior team. And they proved that. From minute 4, Tunisia scored. By minute 9, it was 2-0, and the game's finished. They killed the game in the first 10 minutes. So fair play to Tunisia. That is a performance that is making sure they're going to salvage something. They are going to try and come with that bounce back now because the first game did not go well for them at all. So, after a loss, you want to come back. You want to make sure that you have that power to claw out a result and create the chance for you to qualify to the knockout stage. Because if you lose 2 in a row, you're finished. Tunisia knew they couldn't do that today against Mauritania. They came out to prove a point, and they proved their point. After 10 minutes, it was 2-0. After that, it was all cell blazing, very easy. Into the second half, they managed to bring the tempo down a little bit. After the goals from Matlouhi and Khazri, Khazri scores again in the 64th minute, and then Jaziri scores in the 66th minutes. 2 minutes after getting the third goal, they get the fourth goal, and it's just at that point it's a training session. At that point, it turns into fun. They missed a penalty in the very last minute of the game, with Msakni missing the penalty for Tunisia, so it could have been 5, but it's a good occasion to rack up the goals because now, in terms of moving to the last match day of the group, it's going to be very interesting. Obviously, we have Gambia playing Tunisia and Mali playing Mauritania. So Gambia need a result. Tunisia need a result. Mali need a result. Mauritania, I think, are pretty much done now. As I said, it's Gambia on 4 points, Mali on 4 points, Tunisia on 3, and Mauritania are now out of the competition, I guess, with 0 points. So we'll see what's going to happen. Only 2 out of those 3 can make it, unless if there's going to be a best third place team. We'll see what happens. Now, moving into Group E. Ivory Coast, Sierra Leone. This was the first shock of the day. I think we can agree because there were 2 shocks today. One bigger than what I'm talking about now. We're going to come to that. But Ivory Coast 2, Sierra Leone 2. And this I didn't expect. I saw Sierra Leone and the way that they played against Algeria in the first game, and I was impressed with their physicality. I was impressed with how much determination they had. They were very organized and disciplined, especially in defense. And I looked at Ivory Coast, and despite the first game, I still, maybe they're not quite there yet. I still expect them to beat Sierra Leone. And they didn't. They didn't. And fair play to Sierra Leone, especially after going, might I add, 1-0 down, getting the equaliser. Going 2-1 down, getting the equaliser. It screams determination. It screams wanting to just give everything and get something from the game. Hala scoring the first goal with a Wilfried Zaha assist in the first half after 25 minutes. Went into the end of the first half at 1-0 to the Ivory Coast. And especially after half-time, you think after half-time, Ivory Coast winning 1-0, this is where they're going to find it fairly straightforward. At that point, they got the advantage. They can keep a cool mind. They can go and get the second goal and try and just kill the game off. No, Sierra Leone in the 55th minute with a goal from Kamara, assist from Turai. And very, very, very good goal, might I add. A very, very well hit finish. So that's something that we need to pinpoint, because the hit was fantastic. On the left-hand side, just on the entrance of the box, he smashes it. Puts it basically top corner. Unbelievable hit. Great finish. Nicolas Pepe, Arsenal, obviously. Nicolas Pepe, the assist from Sangari. Not too long after, 10 minutes, they managed to get the second goal. And that's where I personally thought, okay, they've got the lead again. That's it. Sierra Leone are not going to score again. They're just not. Decent goal. Nicolas Pepe placing it in that bottom corner. Very, very nicely placed. There wasn't a lot of power hit on that ball. I expected the keeper to possibly get a save on it. He didn't. 2-1 to Ivory Coast, but in the dying seconds. This was the dying seconds. This was the 94th minute. Kamara gets the equaliser for Sierra Leone after what I can only say was an absolute howler from the Ivory Coast goalkeeper and the defenders. Now, is there a thing because of the pitch? I think we have to talk about that in terms of the Ivory Coast goalkeeper, because it looked like his leg got stuck in the ground or something, and hence why he lost that balance, lost the ball after trying to catch it. The Sierra Leone player literally ran with it, took it, passed it into the box. We ended up with the defender and the striker slipping, so the defender and Kamara slipping, but Kamara gets himself up in time and he slots it into an empty net in the dying seconds of the game to salvage a draw, and it finishes Ivory Coast 2, Sierra Leone 2. Fair play to Sierra Leone. They've got a draw against Algeria, they've got a draw against Ivory Coast. Sierra Leone now are in for a shout of making it to the last 16. It's unreal. Sierra Leone, congratulations. I'm very happy for them, and they deserve it. And as a Chelsea fan, it's fun, because I only realised that Rudiger is actually from Sierra Leone originally. He plays for Germany, but originally he's from Sierra Leone. So that's a fun fact. But Sierra Leone salvaging a point against the Ivory Coast, and now they got to play against Equatorial Guinea. But talking about Equatorial Guinea, this is the biggest shock of the tournament so far, and one of the biggest shocks in recent tournaments. I don't think we've had a result like this. Algeria 0, Equatorial Guinea 1. Algeria's 35 unbeaten game run, the second longest in international football history. Italy hold it with 37. I think it was Brazil and Spain that hold 35 as well. Algeria reached 35. Today could have been 36. Equatorial Guinea are the ones who ended it. I did not expect this in a million years. I really didn't. First and foremost, I want to say huge congratulations to Equatorial Guinea. You deserved it. I'm going to be honest. I was fuming at what happened today. I was angry. I could not believe what I was watching. And I'm going to tell you exactly what I thought of it. But I have to give the props to Equatorial Guinea, because they looked organised. They looked disciplined. They were playing defensively, but they did it very robust. They were playing in a system that didn't allow any space in midfield whatsoever. Literally none. The midfield was locked by Equatorial Guinea today. And for a side that's ranked, I think they're ranked 143rd in the FIFA rankings. I mean, the FIFA rankings don't really mean much anymore. I think we can agree. Belgium are somehow still sitting top. England, I think, are third. I mean, it's madness. I think, if I'm not mistaken, Tunisia are the highest ranked African team. I mean, it's all a bit weird. But Equatorial Guinea today, in terms of their shape, their determination, their morale, was absolutely on point. On the contrary, for Algeria, that's not Algeria that I know. It's really not. I think there are multiple factors, and I'm going to be completely honest with you. The players look dead. The players look dead. There was no movement. No movement whatsoever. I'm talking from Mahrez. I'm talking from Belali. Bunjah, just at the very beginning of the game, you could see was already losing his mind a little bit. And that was after the first 5 minutes. And that was when I began to feel a little bit of worry. Like, why have you come into this game stressed? Why have you come looking for some sort of battle here with the referee and the defenders and whatnot? You know, little antics. And I'm like, it's 5 minutes into the game against Equatorial Guinea. We're not playing Nigeria, with all due respect. I didn't expect it. And then that was the story of the game. Players were not moving. We try and create an action. Everyone's static. And it just seemed like that was the story throughout the game. It was very bizarre. Despite Algeria dominating the game as a whole, we'd done nothing with the ball. There was constant loss of possession. Every time the ball got to the final third, blanks. No support for whoever's on the ball. It was like watching Chelsea. If I'm being real, it was like watching Chelsea yesterday against Manchester City. The parallels are crazy. But the whole thing was just weird. The whole thing was just weird. That is not the team that I recognize. It's not. It looked like someone casted a spell on us. It really did. That's not how Algeria function. It's not. But yeah, I have to say, in terms of movement, they just weren't moving. I can only think that goes to the point that they're tired it's crazy. I really don't know. To analyze this game is weird. It's crazy. Later on, Equatorial Guinea get the goal, and fully deserved. Very, very bad defending by Algeria, might I add. Corner ball into the box. Manages to go directly through the entire 6-yard box. There's no one on the back post. There is Youssef Attal on the front post. There's no one on the back post. What set piece have you seen where there's no one on both posts? It's basics. It's basic. It's absolutely basic. Unbelievable. Little things like that. I'm like, what are we doing? It's schoolboy stuff. It's schoolboy. I couldn't believe it, and I'm still in shock. I really am still in shock. Algeria did manage to score twice. Both of them ruled offside, so that they weren't counted at all. We had the goals from if they're not listed here, they're not listed here. We had the goal from Belali that was ruled out. I think Belali got both of them. Belali with, I think the first goal was him. That was ruled out for offside, and correctly so. And then the second one was ruled out for offside again, and it's just nothing wanted to go in our favour today. Nothing. The ball wasn't going in. Every time it did go in, it was disallowed. Every time we got to the box, nothing would happen. Defenders would get in the way. He would get cleared off the line. The goalkeeper would pull off a worldie. I mean, nothing worked. Nothing worked today. Nothing worked. Even with the substitutions, Slimani coming on, Bunjah being taken off, which I thought was a good thing. Brahimi coming on as well. We managed to get on Boulaya and Tahrat because Ben Lamri got injured. So there was some substitutions there that I felt were justified, completely justified, and some good substitutions. But again, nothing happened. Just it created nothing. So all I can say is right now Algeria do not look good. They do not look good for whatever reason. I still can't put my finger on it because the manager knows exactly what he's doing. He's a fantastic manager. Everyone's behind him. The players are top players. We are defending champions. We're definitely not playing like it. And it seems like every time now we play against a team that's sitting in a low block, defensive, 5 at the back, try and get through, we're not doing it. We're just not doing it. Added on the point that the movement is just that normally Algeria are a team with flair, combinations, triangles, boom, 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 through balls, players on the overlaps, underlaps, all sorts. There was nothing today except after we scored, after Equatorial Guinea scored the first goal, all of a sudden Algeria just thought, okay, we're going to throw the kitchen sink. We're going to have to try and do everything here. And then you start seeing something, but it still wasn't enough. So going forward, look, Algeria now have to beat the Ivory Coast. The way that the group stands now is very, very severe for Algeria, might I add. Group E now stands with the Ivory Coast sitting on 4 points, Equatorial Guinea sitting on 3 points, Sierra Leone sitting on 2 points, Algeria sitting on 1 point. So if Algeria beat Sierra Leone, Algeria will make it through. But there's also the Sierra Leone Equatorial Guinea result that we have to pay attention to. Because whoever wins that is going through as well. It's as simple as that. So the 2 winners in the next 2 games, they're going through. We'll see who makes it. But Algeria now have an ultimatum. Beat Ivory Coast or you go home. And that is something I didn't think we'd be in. I really didn't. We'll see what happens, though. Congratulations to the Equatorial Guinea. They deserved it. They showed complete organisation, discipline. They wanted it more. They really wanted it more. We came into the game stressed for some odd reason. Everyone looked nervous. But Equatorial Guinea just had this like a free hit. They just went, we're going to give everything. And they gave everything. And it was positive. And they were super organised. And I'm very happy for them because it's history for them to beat the defending champions like that. Well done, Equatorial Guinea. So, there we are. That's your wrap-up of today's Africa Cup of Nations review. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. For all of you that were watching, the 2 shocks of the day, obviously, Ivory Coast dropping points to Sierra Leone and Algeria, the defending champions, losing to Equatorial Guinea. Wow. Let me know what you think. Much appreciated. Hit the subscribe button if you are new. Hit the notification bell to be notified once I've uploaded. Smash like button if you've enjoyed this. Preview for not Man City. Preview for Brighton, Chelsea tomorrow. And make sure you catch that. And at the end of the day, I will give you my recap on the Africa Cup of Nations as usual, as I do every day. I will see all of you tomorrow. Have a good one, people. Look after yourselves. Take care. And peace.